Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Gangadapade Namaha. Om Gunatito Aksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamah. Janojanandidam Satyam Muchyate Bhavabandanat. Om Bhagavate Shri Swaminarayana Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narayana Namaha. Shri Umameshwara Swamine Namaha. Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 29th of November 2024. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Bhagavan residing in the heart of every single being. We are continuing our study of Advaita Vedanta and to understand fundamental ideas and concepts as we are moving through Shri Vivek Chudamani, which is one of the scriptures written by Adi Jagadguru Shankaracharya Ji Maharaj. These basic concepts are extremely helpful for us to clarify in our buddhi, in our intellect, the path towards the Atma. The path that is shown is primarily Jnana Yoga, with the support of Bhakti, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Mantra Yoga. These are all connected into Jnana Yoga. But the path in pure Advaita Vedanta is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means what? To open one's vision into aparoksha anubhuti, opens one's vision into I am the Brahman. This is Jnana Yoga. We can say that. Sachin can say, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, etc. The 6 Mahavakyas are spoken. We can speak them. They are mantras actually also. Nonetheless, to reach that realization, to open that realization, there is an entire systematic process that has been developed for, since, even before Shankaracharya Ji, it has been developed from time immemorial of how to realize this tattva that is the Brahma tattva, the Atma tattva. So today's term is called Neti, Neti, Neti. It is a technique. It is a type of sadhana, very powerful, very popular sadhana in Advaita Vedanta. And it literally means not this, not this. We'll go into it. It's very interesting. So this is a crucial sadhana for self-inquiry in Advaita Vedanta, employed to discern the true nature of the Atman by systematically negating everything that the Atma is not. So what is the Atma and what is not the Atma? The two words are there, Atma and Anatma. Try to remember these two words, right? Atma is my real self. That is me. I am that Atma Tattva. But what am I not? What is not the Atma? So Neti is a way of separating what I am not. Let's go through the process carefully. So the process is a process of elimination, a gradual unveiling of the true self by discarding all that is impermanent, limited, and ultimately illusory. Couple of things to keep in mind. It is the discarding mentally, internally, that which is impermanent. Let's be clear about this point. So, for example, how is this sadhana done? When we are sitting in front of our Ishta Devata, let's just say Bhagavan Krishna, for example, we're sitting in front of the Murti in a temple, in our home temple, in any temple. Bhagavan ki Murti hai. Doesn't matter. It could be Jesus also. It could be Guru Nanak ka Granth bhi ho sakta hai. Something that you consider to be holy. Now, the way that Neti works in terms of bhakti and Jnana is to believe several things. It's called Nishta. To believe that Murti is Satya. And everything other than the Murti, other than Bhagavan or Bhagavan ke Dham, Bhagavan ke Bhakt, 3 बातें. भगवान की जो मूर्ति है, भगवान का जो धाम है और भगवान के जो मुक्त है, इसके सिवाय और सब impermanent. It's impermanent. This is more of it is Vedanta, but it's more Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, which I'm explaining here. That the Brahman is real. Meaning what? To discard all that is impermanent. How do you do that? How can I do that? If I'm sitting in front of this Bhagwan ki jo murti, I'm sitting in front of the murti of God and I have my mala with me, I have the Gita with me, I have scriptures with me. It's good to have all that paraphernalia. Diya hai, Bhagwan ke, maybe Vishnu Sahasranam is. There's so many things I need, right? Because I want to connect. My mind has to connect somewhere. It's simply by saying, okay, the world is not there or the world is impermanent. Well, then what? I'm left just in limbo land. It doesn't work that way. So Advaita is correct conceptually, but in practice, we have to have bhakti and upasana. We cannot reach Advaitic state without bhakti and upasana. Nobody ever has been able to. The reason is very simple. Even if I'm sitting for abstract dhyan, that, everything is just anitya, impermanent. Okay, I can do that. Yes, do it. But then what? Mind needs something to latch onto. And if it doesn't latch onto anything, like J. Krishnamurti talks about, it is a very difficult thing for the brain to handle that. It cannot handle that. Klesho dikataraste-sham avyakta sakta chetasa. Mentioned it before, chapter 12 of the Gita. It becomes very hard. So that is not an advisable path. The path to do the Neti sadhana is where you're sitting first in front of the murti of God. This is Sachin's recommendation. And all the acharyas that I have learned from over the years in terms of devotional practice, sit in front of the murti with faith, shraddha, that this murti, ye Bhagwan hai. And it is real. Wo satya hai. That murti is real. Bhagwan is real. And then the next step is this where this Neti begins. That everything that is not the murti, including this body, mind, senses, all of that is all temporary. It is there, but it is impermanent. Wow. How difficult this is. In our buddhi, as human beings, we have the opposite in our mind. This body is real, 100% permanent. It's real, but it's impermanent. It's actually impermanent and ultimately unreal. So we have the sense that this is me. It is not me, right? So we have to flip it around. And this is a big thing, to be able to flip that around, to say, see how this becomes. When you sit for dhyan, it is sitting with great courage. The Neti sadhana requires courage. Courage in what sense? To say, yes, Bhagwan satya hai. And then examine carefully how many people have come and gone, bodies come and go, antavante ime deha. Solidify the verses of the Gita within. Solidify the concepts of Vedanta within. It's not simply listening and, okay, I heard something and forgot. Aisa nahi hai. Internalize it and, really absorb it inside. Then ananda comes. Ananda comes. It doesn't mean one is breaking relationships with anybody. It doesn't mean you're running away from the home. It doesn't mean we're not living in the Vyavarika Satyam relative. We're doing everything as anybody else might do. But internally, when we sit for this sadhana, we separate out what is real versus unreal. And this is a very powerful sadhana. Let's go further. So it is a systematic negation. Understand these two words. Systematic negation. It's not like, Sachin just sits one day, Namah Shivaya mantra kiya, Swaminarayan mantra kiya, Shri Krishna ka mantra kiya, Jesus ki prarthana ki, whatever I do for 5-10 minutes and then I'm back to my old, entanglements again. No, it's not like that. It is a systematic, very careful, very enlightened sadhana. This is not an easy sadhana to do because we're not ready to do that yet. Most people are not ready to do this sadhana. But to be ready to do the sadhana, there are several steps. One is to start with Bhagwan ki murti. Ghar mein mandir hona chahiye. Ghar mein mandir or ghar ko mandir banana, two different levels are there. That's a different subject. But have a small room or have a room just dedicated or area for this sadhana. Bhagwan satya hai. And so when we start doing the archana, puja, when we start praying, what does that do for us? It prepares our antakarana, our mind, for the neti sadhana. What is not and what is. So, for example, if I'm going to sit in front of the Murti of Sri Krishna, Radhika ji and Sri Krishna, start, Sri Krishna Sharanam, remember, mantras, stotras, shastras, three things with Guru Krupa, right? So Guru Krupa, and if you don't have particular physical Guru, Hanuman ji is Guru, or Bhagwan Shiv ji can be Guru, Krishna himself can be Guru, Gita ji can, you make some Guru, make the Shastra Guru if you want. Something that is absolutely pure. Make Bhagwan Shiv ji your Guru. Koi baat nahi. They'll take care. They'll guide all the way through. Right? So the way this works is that when we sit for bhajan, kirtan, manan, chintan, that's the beginning. Then what happens? After doing maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes of this bhakti-related sadhana, then one sits for Vedantic inquiry. What am I? What am I not? Because the mind has become still. Our antakarana has become purified. It has become clear. Now it can do the neti sadhana. And how to do the sadhana? You can use a mudra, hand mudra, jnana mudra hai. There's so many different kinds of mudras like this. You can look them up online. There's lots of mudras. Some pranayam and all that is also very good. Some yoga sadhana is also very good. But all of that is a preparation for neti. That what is not and what is. So what is not? Well, the process of elimination, it's a gradual unveiling of the true Atman, of the true self, by discarding. Keep this in mind. It's discarding all that is impermanent, all that is limited, all that is ultimately illusory, is to discard that. It is like the clay in the pot analogy. I see the pot, but then I discard from my mind that this is a pot. It is only clay. So what is impermanent? Everything that is in the realm of our senses is impermanent. But from Bhakti Upasana, Bhagwan ki Murti, don't say that is impermanent. If somebody will say, well, even if you go to the temple, that is impermanent. Scriptures are impermanent. Guru is impermanent. God is no, don't do that. Then we will be lost back into Maya by doing that. Right? So this is a sadhana. Now look, go further now. The neti process begins with the grossest aspect of our experience, the physical body. We contemplate, am I this body? Body mera hai. Main sharir nahi hu. I am not the body is mine. Body, I'm holding on to the body. But, there's a real sense of like oneness with that. Okay, that's all right. That's needed for, good health and all that. But the body is just, it is just a cover actually. So the answer from the Advaitic perspective is neti, not this. The body is a subject to what? Birth, death, growth, and decay. 4 points. The body is born. The body eventually dies. The body decays. The body changes constantly. It grows. Birth, growth, decay, and death. 4 stages are there of the body. So the body is not me. So it changes constantly. Therefore, it cannot be the eternal, unchanging Atman. It cannot be that. And we know that when we get blood tests done or we have something removed from the body or whatever, that was mine, but that's not me. If the blood is removed from the body for a blood test, cholesterol and lipid panel and all that thing, we say, okay, the blood is, we don't say I am the blood. We say this is my blood. What am I then? Now to discover the I, to neti sadhana is Bhagwan ke saath jodan, meaning Bhagwan, that Lord is real, Bhagwan is real, and the sharir jo hai, it is there, leave it alone exactly where it is, and our mind turns towards the reality, turns towards the Atma. So it rejects the notion that I am Sachin. Even though Vyavarika Satyam, there's Sachin, but then as one grows from inside, the concept of Sachin's memories and all my individualized stuff that I'm holding on to, that is not me. That is not me. No. So it is separated out through dhyan. How is this dhyan separated out? By concentrating on the murti. Bhagwan ki murti satya hai. And then from that, eventually what happens is that internally, one becomes so still that this separation, this viveka buddhi opens. And the separation happens. That this is not me. And this is, the revelation of the Atma. Atma Darshan, as I was mentioning last several days, Atma Darshan begins. And when the Atma Darshan begins, I am this, I am that. That which is beyond, that is here also, that is me. You see, so this is called Neti Neti. Now, just one or two quick points and we'll stop here. The process continues inward, negating each layer of our perceived identity. Our identity is a built identity, a constructed identity, due to culture, due to environment, due to traditions. That's not me. If I say I'm a Hindu, I'm a Marathi, I'm this, it's totally false. Not partially false, it is 100% false. Even the notion that I'm a male, I'm a female, I am this, I am that, sab khota hai, sab jhutha hai. It's fake and false. It is not real at all. And to separate that out, that is Gnan. So the process of separating is Neti Neti Sadhana. You see, so those things that I'm believing that I am, no, they are mine. Like this shirt is mine. I'm not the shirt. No, these glasses are mine. I'm not the glasses. The name is mine. Name is given to the body. I'm not that name. Well, what am I? That is the Brahman. So it is a self-effulgent, self-luminous discovery. The Atma Tattva, the Brahma Tattva, it opens actually. Where Mahamaya, she releases the Jivatma from the three gunas of Maya. That is the Devi. She releases the Jivatma. She's holding the Jivatma. And she's not going to release the Jivatma unless it wants to be released. And she will release the Jivatma. Then the whole Mahamaya structure changes. Mahamaya becomes completely aligned with mukti, no longer with bandhan. How we say Maya ka bandhan hai, Maya ka bandhan nahi, then it changes. Maya serves to help the Jivatma be unbound. Shriji Maharaj or Muktanand Swami Ji ka prashna hai, uttar hai in Vachanamrut on this point. Shri Maharaj answered this question beautifully. He said that Maya is not the issue. Once our destination is set for mukti, Maya changes radically from inside. She changes radically so that you can reach mukti. She will change everything around, completely everything around, so that this Brahma Vidya can be established, Dharma, Gnan, Vairagya, Bhakti can be established. Everything we need, Mokshani Samagri, in Gujarati we say Muktini Samagri, it comes inside. It's like when you do Havan Ni Samagri. You need all those substances, for the Havan, right? Then the light comes and the divine fire comes. So similarly, everything that is needed in the sadhak's life comes, and then the Neti Neti Sadhana begins. Neti means not this. It goes all the way up to the Brahmand. Brahmand hi nahi hai. Brahmand hai, but it's not there. So that is a Brahma Gnani. That is an awakened being. Purna Jnani, jisko kehte hai. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa's guru, who came, Totapuri. He was a Purna Gnani like this, living in the Brahmic state. There are many have come in the history that are known. So many are probably not known, really. But this is how Shankaracharya Ji explained how to do this. And then eventually many acharyas have come afterwards. See the beauty of it. That when we are able to absorb Vedantic ideas like Neti Neti, then the freedom begins to open. Our mind, what happens inside? Our mind becomes absolutely pristine. This is the English word, the fantastic word, pristine. Pristine means like just purna shuddhata. Pristine is it's like divine almost. It's just so pure and pristine that it is ready to leave aside that which is not and that which is. Yes, we can say this body has a mother, body has a father. Atma doesn't have any mother or father. Atma doesn't have any relative. Atma doesn't have any birth or death. Atma doesn't have any age. Atma is eternal. Sanatana Satya. Sanatana Tattva. Sanatan means uncreated, never born. It experiences birth and death. It is not being born or dying. We say that a person passed away. Person didn't pass away. The body passed away, not the Atma Tattva. Nainam chintanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 establishes the eternality of the Atma Tattva. Sankhya Yoga. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 is called Sankhya Yoga. And it establishes that the Atma Tattva is Nitya, Ajo Nitya Shashvato Yam Purano Na Hanyate Hanyamane Sharire. The Atma Tattva can never be destroyed. It is eternal. It is the eternal fragment of the Lord. Bhagavan Krishna says that is the more Vishishtadvaita. It's like the sun and the photon. The photon that is coming from the sun is like the Atma that is part of the Paramatma. This is Vishishtadvaita. Amazing. It's not, so it is Advaita, that the Atma is linked to the Paramatma that way. One or two quick points here. That in the Neti Sadhana, the inward realization begins when we say that the senses, am I the senses? The senses are instruments, dependent on the body and subject to limitation. The senses, the 5 senses I have, they're there. They give me certain anubhav. But that's not me. The experience coming from the senses, I am considering that to be the whole and soul. That is just a layer, just thoda ek kuch anubhav hai, maya ka, through the experience of Mahamaya. She's giving us the experiences, but to awaken out of those experiences, one sits for dhyan and says, the experiences of the senses, leave them on the side. Still there is consciousness, the awareness that is there despite the function of the senses. It is where one becomes unentangled in the experience of the senses. It is called Pancha Vishayas. Shabda, Sparsha, Roop, Rasgan, 5 Vishayas we have, but we can function day to day, hour to hour, with seva, bhakti, jnana, with freedom in the transactional reality. And when we sit for sadhana, use the Neti sadhana and put all of the relative experience on the side. But the experience of the senses, the mind, the intellect, the ego, we'll get to all that later on. It's a very, it's an extensive subject actually to really go through. But iska saransh itna hai, to leave the relative on the side. Leave it where it is. Don't hate it. Don't react against it. Don't have a negative, like I'm leaving this aside. It's not like that. No, it is left aside as unreal. It's not left aside through some kind of a reactionary psychological thing that sab khota hai, sab jhuta hai. It's not like that. That kind of a negative attitude. Some people do that also. It's totally harmful. It doesn't lead to realization. So it is where the separation between the real and the unreal, Satya and Asatya, Nitya and Anitya. Vivek Chudamani's language is Nitya, Anitya, Nitya, Nitya, Vastu, Viveka. It's a Viveka. That the world of names and forms is Anitya. It's there, but it's just coming and going, and we know this. Right? So when we are intent, if the destination is set, Narayana, that Paramatma is real, these other things are all coming and going. For example, how many birthdays we celebrate, how many Thanksgivings have gone, how many Diwalis have gone, coming and going. What's new? They keep coming and going. It's okay. Relative world has its limited experiences. But when one has diving into the Atma Tattva, Ajo Nitya Shashvato Yam Purano, Shashvat, meaning eternal. I am eternal. I am infinite. I am unborn. I am that I am. Tattvam Asi. This is pure Advaita Vedanta. And there is Soham from Advaita standpoint, and then you put a das, dasoham, sada, see there's soham, dasoham. I am the devotee of the Lord. Always, so that dualistic relationship is mentioned, is maintained, and there's the Advaitic state that there's only the one, right? So both are there. It's so beautiful. Bahut sundar baat hai. These are the basic ideas. This is called Neti Sadhana to reach the Atma Tattva. Small exposition. This is a very extensive thing. Let's stop here for today. Om Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mokshamulam Gurur Krupa Om Kara Charanagatam Va Kayajam Karmajam Va Shravannayanajam Va Manasam Va Paradam Vitam Avitam Va Sarvam Etat Shamasva Jai Jai Karunabde Shri Mahadev Shambho Om Divilingaya Namaha Urdhvalingaya Namaha Anandalingaya Namaha Atmalingaya Namaha Paramatmalingaya Namaha Suryaya Namaha Chandraya Namaha Nakshatra Vigramate Namaha Om Kalakandakataya Namaha Om Navachakrangaya Namaha Om Shri Uma Maheshwara Swamine Namaha Om Vameyasya Sita Radha Shri Shayasya Asti Vakshasi Vrindavana Viharam Tam Sri Krishnam Rudi Chintaye Shri Radha Krishnaya Namaha Shri Balakrishnaya Namaha Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Durge Rakshini Tata Swaha Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Swaha Om Shri Durga Arpanamastu Om Shri Radha Krishnar Parnamastu.